Hello, Broncos country. I'm Jake Plummer. Nate's not here. Dang, the cold tub's lonely after a loss, but we're going to cover all things Broncos coming up in the cold tub. Hello, Broncos country. You're feeling a little uncomfortable today because you're not sure how to react to this adversity. It's tough. The losses always sting no matter what, especially after 90 days since the last loss by the Broncos, September 24th to the Chargers. And I don't know if you even remember that game, but it was a loss. So we got a little comfortable just expecting the Broncos to win and thinking, they'll pull this one off. They always do. It's always going to happen. And that's what happens when your team goes on a win streak. And sometimes the fans are a little bit of a representation of even the players who think, oh, yeah, man, we're just going to keep winning. We're going to win all the way to the Super Bowl. And a loss like this can help cinch the reins back a little bit, get you refocused a little bit. Maybe you didn't work on this or that, or you maybe skipped something last week because when you're winning, it's all good. Everybody's happy. You're getting all the good words. And, we're going to cover a few things today, little things that stood out for me. But first, I have to read a little bit of something special. It's a Merry Christmas around here for the Cold Tub and the walkthrough and some other shows on Guerrilla Sports. We got our first sponsor, and it's a great day because American Financing is now a sponsor of Guerrilla Sports and the Cold Tub. So this time of year, you're worrying about those upcoming credit card bills that are due after the holidays? Yeah, I bet you are. But if you're a homeowner, there's no better time now than to call American Financing and wipe out that debt. Eliminate the stress and set yourself up for a strong 2026, just like the Broncos need to set themselves up. The Fed dropped rates for the fourth time in December. American Financing can help you access that equity in your home at an interest rate in the low fives. That's right. You heard that right. The low fives. That is much lower rate than the average credit card rate of 20% or more. American Financing is saving their customers an average of $800 a month, which is like a $10,000 raise to start the new year. Doesn't that sound nice? So there are no upfront fees, no obligation to see how much you can save. And they are closing some in as fast as 10 days and even 2 mortgage payments, delaying 2 mortgage payments. American Financing is Colorado's home for home loans. Call today, 855-581-5828. That's 855-581-5828. That's 5828. AmericanFinancing.net/green. Go ahead and get some of that. We got a little disclaimer. NMLS 182334. The NMLS ConsumerAccess.org. APR for rates in the 5 start at 6.196% for well-qualified borrowers. Call 855-581-5828 for details about credit costs and terms. AmericanFinancing.net/green. All right, the work is done. Thank you, American Financing. Now we're going to get on to the Broncos' loss to the Jacksonville Jaguars. A great team, by the way, so don't get too downhearted. Don't get too downhearted, Broncos fans. And remember, we still got a couple games left, and all I want for Christmas is 2 more wins. Well, more than that. We need more than that. And look what we get, a special cold call. What is our first cold call? I said Nate wasn't here. It was a lightning bolt in your chair. And now here you are, Nate Jackson. There he is. He's joining me in the cold tub as Nate's getting ready to go see some family for the holidays, as we all are. But Nate Jackson, how you doing, buddy?
Oh, I'm pretty good. Just embroiled in the chaos of trying to get your family ready to fly. Also for Christmas, so you got to pack Christmas presents and bags and equipment and all these like little things, gadgets that little babies and kids need. And so
don't forget the blanket and the lovey or the stuffy or the little key thing that you got to have on the plane, man. Do not forget that, because getting ready with family to go on a trip for a little bit of time, 7-8 days, is almost like facing the blitz. It's like coming from
Yeah, I feel I honestly would rather get hit by Dre Greenlaw running full speed than do what I'm doing right now. It's pretty brutal.
Yeah, you can get up, take a deep breath, dust yourself off. But here you got a full day ahead of you. Phase 1 is not even done yet, and you got 3 more phases to get to your destination.
Yeah, it's like the pregame warm up right now, right?
But so hey, man, you were down on the field doing your thing, checking uniforms and inspecting jock straps and socks. So what was it like down on the field? You know, I mean, high energy, obviously. Of course, everyone's excited. But what was your take from, Sunday's game against the Jaguars?
Yeah, it's always high energy down there. In Power Field is rocking. The fans are really into it. I just felt like the Broncos were just behind a step. I don't know what it was. And sometimes, you get got. This is a professional team. They're coming in there. They had a chip on their shoulder. I think, Liam Cohen, the head coach, alluded to it later. I don't know if you remember this, Jake, but during the week, there was a controversy about Sean Payton saying that they're a small market team, but they're still a good team. And everyone in Jacksonville really took that to heart. It became sort of this like battle cry, and they were really offended by it. And it was obvious that Liam Cohen used that. And I don't know if this affected the game or not, but he used that with his players to motivate him, because Liam Cohen made a comment about it after the game. He's like, yeah, it's amazing, what a small market team can do, blah, blah, blah. So a little bitterness there. They were just ready to play, man. Those guys were flying around, making plays, breaking tackles, and the Broncos were kind of a step slow, and they weren't making plays. They weren't breaking tackles. Yeah, they had their moments, but for the most part, it just felt as if the Jacksonville Jaguars were more geeked up, primed, or whatever for that game than the Broncos were.
Yeah, that's really a great take there, because both teams were flying around. I think you could see they both wanted it bad. And this day and age, at this time of the season, it's about making plays. And like when you get the opportunity to make a tackle or bat a ball down or reach up and make that fantastic catch, that's what's got to happen. And I think we saw Jacksonville do that on numerous occasions. Yeah. We have come to expect Bo to do that. He did a couple. He had a couple great plays, but then he also showed us a sign of late in the season, sometimes you could have an injury. You could have a lot of things where that ball could be a little inaccurate and you may be missing where you weren't before. And that is a tricky thing to decipher what and why that was caused, or what was the cause of that. But, you and I as players, what do you think? You're coming out of this loss. How do you approach the next few days here? Because it's a short week, turnaround, distractions galore, candy canes and stockings, and ho, ho, ho. We want some more bo, bo, bo. Oh, Merry Christmas. And, what are you going to do as a player, just to give the fans a little bit of an insight as to how you bounce back from something like this, knowing that, it really doesn't do much at all. It's just it's a loss with still our destiny in our hands.
Yeah. Last year, the Broncos had the destiny in their hands too. Do you remember if they would have won one out of the last three, they make the playoffs, and they lost the first two, and then they were able to win the last one against the Chiefs because they didn't play anyone. So, and actually the year after you left, Jake, we struggled at the very end of the season. And then in fact, in 2007 and 2008, we were like 8-5 going into the last 3 games, and lost 3 in a row to miss the playoffs both years, something like that. And then Mike Shanahan got fired. There's this end of season thing that happens, right? And it's you got to sprint through the finish line. I know Sean Payton is used to the psychological process of getting these guys to do that. I think the Thursday game makes it a little bit easier, honestly, to flush that. Yeah. I mean, Sean Payton talked at the podium yesterday about how, you can't spit it out. You got to swallow it. You got to swallow it, face it. We were, manhandled on all phases, coaching included. So they're owning it, but they're at work right now, and they're getting ready to go. You know what I mean?
You got a Christmas snort out of me there. That was good. Yeah, I mean this is a well-coached team.
Yeah,
we're not going to go analyze and try to find a bunch of cracks and things they did wrong, because they really didn't do much wrong. I mean,
I would say this though, Jake. I didn't love the play calling. I mean, they didn't run the football, dude. Like this is the thing that hurt them last year at the end of the season, and the thing that got them beat in Buffalo was the lack of a established ground game to keep their defense off the field and to get the opposing defense tired. And they didn't have a running attack. Bo dropped back 47 times, and probably a few more because he took off and ran a couple times. So that's 50 pass plays you called to 10 handoffs to your running backs. That's pretty lopsided. They tried to play the Jaguars, shoot them up, bang bang fireworks game, and I don't think they have the sort of offense to do that. I think they're different offenses, and they try to play the Jags game, and that would be my only concern going forward is the running game and how to establish that and control the clock and control the pace of play a little more than they did yesterday.
Yeah, and I think that's what they're going to look at too, is the amount of times those two running backs, Harvey and McLaughlin.
Yeah.
I think they wanted it bad. You could see. I mean, Harvey had another great game, had really the only player with some yak. We're going to show some clips of him because really he was a bright spot in my eyes. And with only running the ball 10 times, I mean, of course, he's catching it out of the backfield too. But you're right. You have to lean on the run, even when it isn't working against a stout defensive line by Jacksonville. You have to keep running it, even if it's 1, 2, 3 yards, because then those third downs are shorter. And you got a guy like Bo that, as we saw with Trevor Lawrence, he can use his legs. And Trevor Lawrence used his legs numerous times unexpectedly. You don't expect that, but those are backbreakers for a defense that definitely was doing a great job, I think, covering downfield. But then there was just a playmaker on the other side of the ball that made the plays when it mattered.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence played a great game. His receivers made plays for him. And, the Pat Bryant injury at the end was just like kind of devastating. Really took the air out of the stadium, and you could see how severe it was. I was standing right there. I mean, you felt the crunch of that. He wasn't moving. You know how tough Pat Bryant is. Like, and so if he's not getting up and he can't move, it's just like it takes everyone's breath away, because that's our guy. I mean, look at this rookie. Look what he's laid on the line. Look what he's done for our team. And here he is laid on the turf. And Bo. And you can speak to this, how you feel as a quarterback when something like that happens. I was standing like right where Bo was after that, and he was just like, like he just couldn't believe it. Of course, he's trying to make a play, trying to get his guys back down into scoring range. But then, the ramifications of the game rear their ugly head. Sometimes you throw a ball and a guy does what he's taught to do, hit the guy with the ball, dislodge the ball. And that's exactly what he did. And Pat Bryant took the brunt of that. So we're hoping he's okay. But it's just like, it's the end of the season. These things are going to start to happen. Guys are going to get banged up and tired. And now's the time you got to play your best football. So this is a team that has never been in this position before, right? First place, everyone hunting them, trying to secure number 1 seed. All these games are really meaningful for them. And so it's going to be interesting to see how they bounce back from this on Christmas.
How does a player like Pat Bryant come back from a hit like that? I mean, that was really like those hurt really bad. That was a full body rock. I mean, the kid's going to feel that, and you can't help as a player. Like, how do you get that out of your head when you're back on the field, when he does return, whenever that may be? Because that kind of a hit doesn't leave you quickly when you're out there in space the next time.
It's hard to tell, first of all, what the injury was, what the recovery is going to be like. Is his head involved? Is it more body? Is his neck? Is it his back, his ribs? It looked like all just the side of everything. But part of being a receiver and going across the middle is putting that out of your mind. You're going to get hit. So you gotta extend and do what you got to do to actually secure the ball. And so it's at some point, does the frailty of your human body creep into your brain, and then you're coming across there when you come back and you're like, wait a second, I don't want to feel that again. And so will Pat lose that sort of killer instinct, or will he keep it? I think he'll keep it. I think he'll recover and be back out there better than ever, because that's kind of the heart he has. But we are.
You say you're going to get hit, and I tend to disagree there, because we rarely see these hits. Like I've watched a lot of football, and I haven't seen the one on little Jordan Humphreys that was flagged. This one that was flagged but picked up. We're not seeing these hits that often. But this Jacksonville defense was like, sure, if we get a flag, whatever. They were vicious, and they were clean. It wasn't a cheap hit coming in with his helmet down. He came in with his shoulder pads. So,
and both of those, Jake, sorry to jump on you, but both of hits were Bo rolling right, his guys trying to find a lane for him in a scramble drill, and DBs waiting on the sideline to headhunt the guys that are rolling with Bo. I mean, there's a tendency there, right? And so they know that everything's going to be flowing with Bo as he rolls this way. And if there's a DB that's hanging out in that area, okay, I wait for a guy to come in here and I can decapitate him. That's something they got to be careful of.
And I think it sets them up for Bo's got to start looking and telling those guys on the sideline, if I'm scrambling your way, don't sit there, because when they sit, their defender can come off. And that was a defender that was covering another Bronco that peeled off to hit Pat Bryant. That space should usually be free and clear, which means the outside receiver, did he not run that full go? Did he slow down and stop? And if he did, here's the thing. Bo's going to stare at that next time and take that long shot down the sideline, throw that 45, 55-yard haymaker and keep that guy honest outside. And that's just, I mean, they played a good defense. They played a good team. And I'm definitely hoping Pat Bryant is healthy, and I hope he can get it out of his head, shake it off, kind of like this team needs to do. Shake off this loss as quickly as you can, heal from it, lick your wounds, and get ready to go face some tough opponents the last 2 weeks.
Yep. Tough opponents, and my tough opponent that I'm facing right now is finishing packing and getting out of my house and getting to the airport. So, hey, Jake, thanks for holding it down in the cold tub. You're the man. I'll be back next week, and hopefully a long playoff run. We can be doing this, and I'm going to miss you guys. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Yes, Merry Christmas to you too, Nate. Hug the fam. Have a safe trip. Thanks for doing a cold call. Our first cold call.
Love
Straight
it.
up. I love it. Hey,
Thank
happy
you.
holidays, Nate. Thanks for joining for a minute, man. Love you, brother.
Love you, man. Merry Christmas.
That's Nate Jackson. He couldn't resist. You got to get in the cold tub. He had to at least join from afar, and we're glad he did. Always great insight from Nate. You know, him down on the field during these games, he gets to definitely see and feel a different vibe than when you're watching on your computer or TV at home, whatever it may be. So Nate's very astute and can feel it. And, you know, I love his take. Just as a player, you got to go back, and I think everything aligns for this to be a great learning experience for the Broncos. There's no time to lick your wounds. There's no time to throw any doubt. There's no time for all the partridge in a pear tree to be chirping out there. Zip it and be grateful that they took a little licking right now, got exposed, not necessarily like outplayed or outcoached 100%. They just didn't make plays when they needed to. And speaking of that, let's get into some of these plays because we did make some good plays. First and foremost, I got to give it up to this first touchdown. Bo does a great job here, feeling pressure and launching it to his safety valve. Really one of the best receiver on the team, a guy that made some huge plays. A great job here of just knowing time and space, man to man. That pressure comes. And one thing here, what Cortland did so well, you see the sunshine come into play. A lot of players will look straight into the sun. This is an experienced vet who was tracking the ball, because if you track the ball, your eyes don't hit the sun and you don't get blinded. This very well could have been off his forehead if he let the sun affect him. But great play here early to counter a great drive by Jacksonville. And, you know, Sutton's going to have to make more plays. We saw him step up week on in this win streak. Great job there. Great play. Great anticipation by Bo. That's what I like to see. And some touch. Bo does have some touch. We're going to need to see a little more touch down the road. On to the next play here, which is something people are like, what are we watching a field goal for? Well, field goals are important. They stack up, they add, but this is what's important. The holding job by Crenshaw here. He catches it. See those laces? You remember old Ace Ventura and Finkel and Einhorn. Laces out. That's a beautiful job right there, using his thumb to spin the ball back so the laces are out. Because when the laces are out, the ball flies true. If those laces are just sideways, we can see the ball curve and do weird things. Beautiful, well-oiled machine right there. I got to give props to those guys, the snapper, holder, and kicker, because those things you don't see. But as soon as they showed that clip, I was like, that's beautiful. Because, you know, I used to hold and DBST. You got to have the special teams. And we need to step up there. I think kickoff return was a little lacking. Mims, you know, needs to hit it and find that gap, use his speed and his agile ability to cut. And, you know, we just really didn't have much on kickoff return that we got kind of used to. So special teams, another phase that can also play a little bit better. On to the next plays, I should say, from a guy who I think, I mean, all I want for Christmas is more RJ Harvey, more Harvey. That's right. We want more of this kid. I want to see him touch the ball 30 times a game, and he wants it. Look at this. The only yak I saw in the game was from this cat right here. Maybe a couple more yards on a couple plays, but this is just a will and a desire. Even though he was injured last week, whatever, this kid wants it, and he's proven to me right now to be the key component on this offense to make plays. On to the next play that he makes here. He look at this, man. That's effort. Here he goes again, breaking more tackles. And I go back and just think about the game. And remember, there's a great job by Bo moving in the pocket. This is go north. Early on in the game, Troutman caught a ball, and he did not go north. This is catching the ball and saying, okay, great, I caught it. There's guys coming. Where's my crease? Rod Smith was a master at this. You split them, you protect the ball. They don't want to hit you. They hit each other, and he goes and gets some yak. RJ Harvey with my game ball, if anybody deserves one for plays like those and like this. Again, getting up the sideline. This kid wants it. You can tell. And I am, like I said, all I want for Christmas is more RJ Harvey. 100%. And I got to give it up to McLaughlin too. He ran hard. He showed some effort. 10 runs in the game. We got to have more run. And we just know that. That's just got to be part of this, because when they do it, they make some plays. And I think Harvey deserves it. On to these next few plays here. I'm gonna question mainly just, what. Oh wait, we're on to the missed tackles. There we go. We got some missed tackles. There were some missed tackles. This one especially was a backbreaker when you really needed to stop. You just got momentum going. And Riley Moss has been doing a great job all year. My hats off to you, Riley, for coming up and filling it. But this is one he wants back. Hufunga's coming. He's got inside support. The last thing you want to do is miss this, but a great heads-up play by number 11 here. An insane play to have the spatial awareness, Washington, to know that defender was outside and step up, make a huge play at a crucial moment. Again, here's another one. And these are things we haven't seen, really. Our defense has been tackling so well. This is just slowing down, breaking down, a little over anxious, little, as we used to say, eager beaver. You're getting hyped. You want to come up and make that special hit and let everybody know. But it's just slowing down, breaking down, and remembering, like, hey, 4 yards is okay, but when you miss this and they get 20, that hurts. That hurts this defense. They're not used to that, and that's why I think we are all wondering about the defense all of a sudden. But it isn't much more than just making tackles, because they covered well. They forced Trevor Lawrence to make some amazing plays, and that kid did step up. This I hadn't watched him play much. I was impressed. He made some tough throws in the pocket. He moved around. He used his legs late to extend drives, get first downs. And it was just a case of a guy making plays and wanting it more than we were ready to deliver and take him out of it. He wanted it. I think we're on to some of the hits that were laid down. And Nate mentioned it earlier. This is a great job, Bo rolling left. But here's a guy just coming up and really scouting our offense, knowing here he goes. They're going to be rolling. Here he's coming across. I'm going to fall off here. And boom. This to me looked like a clean hit. I mean, he put his shoulder down, his head dipped a little bit. There was head contact. We did get a flag here. Great catch and securing the ball by little Jordan Humphreys. This one here, we may be complaining about, but this doesn't happen anymore. It used to when I played. Body weight. The D linemen love to try to hurt a little skinny quarterback like me. And this is just these D linemen. It sucks. It's hard. It's hard on a defense right now because you're vicious, you're tough, you want to impose your will. But Roach has to lay off somehow, some way, put his hands out, lift his head up, whatever it may be. They're going to flag this every time because the NFL protects its quarterbacks, especially long-haired, good-looking ones like Trevor Lawrence. And this one really was concerning. God, I send all my healing love and light to you, Pat Bryant. I hope you recover from this. Not only this season, it can come back and play, but even just in your career, because these kind of hits you don't forget. I thought this was a flag, and then they pulled the flag up. So, I don't understand this. I'm showing these because we forget this is a rough game. They've cleaned it up and made it safer. Yet these plays right here, I thought, defenseless receiver, maybe so. I mean, this one hurts. Watch the impact. I mean, the human body isn't supposed to take this kind of abuse, but in football, we gladly take this abuse. He almost secured it, and that's the way the ball bounces. That's the way it goes. I feel for this guy because you're trying to make plays. And this is just a defender watching Bo's eyes. And, you see the team come out. You even see Jacksonville players, even the guy that hit Bryant wanted to come over and give him some love and wish him well. I mean, you hate to see this. But this is football, people, and this is what happens. I'm just confused kind of on even PI. Strange, the tight end for the Jacksonville Jaguars, extended his arm completely onto the chest of the defender and caught a touchdown, and there was no flag. Then there's a late call where we were holding their arm, and that is a flag. Good call. You can't grab and hold on, and defense was getting a little handsy. You may need to get a few more pairs of boxing gloves on these guys. But otherwise, the effort was there, and that's what I want to see as a leader of the team, and even leaders stepping up post-game saying, I got to play better. I came, and I was not ready. And whatever the cause may be, whatever it is, 'tis the season. I mean, there's tons of distractions. You're on an 11-game winning streak. You got cousins and aunts and uncles you didn't know you had calling you for tickets and reaching out. This is where managing not just the game and preparation and your body because you're beat to hell. Got 2 more weeks left of the regular season. You got to have someone hopefully helping you or yourself managing the external parts of this game when you're a team that's doing so well and looked upon and everybody's patting you on the back. This kind of a loss, as we heard from a lot of players and even coaches, came at a good time, I think. No loss is good, obviously, but sometimes you can learn a lot. You lick your wounds real quick. Short week. There's no time to go lament this loss because it's Christmas time. There's so many distractions, and this coaching staff going to have a short week. I'm excited because I feel like the game plan could be very simple, allowing Bo to do his thing, but you got to run the rock offense. You got to run the rock. You got to get 20 carries in, however that is, against even a stout defensive line, and they will. We'll figure this one out. But for now, lick your wounds, move on. It came down to what I think. Two teams, obviously two very well-coached teams with a lot of great players. You had the motivation of the small market comment, whatever. These guys are all motivated to keep winning and make it happen because right now they're smelling it and they're sensing it, and it's that down the road you can't think too much about the Super Bowl, but these teams have put them in position to be actually in the conversation. And different players step up at different times. We didn't yesterday. Jacksonville did. Our last 4 offensive possessions, fumble, field goal, interception, and turnover on downs. That's not what we've come to expect from the Broncos as they've been that fourth quarter team. But every team has a learning moment, and I think this is a big one for this team to go back. The leaders step up. It's not chicken with the head cut off running around trying to heal a bunch of things and fix cracks in the foundation. There are no cracks. This is just a team that got outplayed on a Sunday, any given Sunday, right? But it's going to happen. They're going to turn this thing around, get refocused, and realize, hey, we're in the driver's seat. We are in the driver's seat. We're going to face some other quarterbacks that are hungry and they're really good, especially that last game when you face Herbert. He's a dynamic playmaking QB. And Bo, inaccurate on a few throws. That late interception, that was a tough one. I think we should look at that one just so we can go through, what fans are looking at. I mean, it's a desperation type moment. It's 4th and 2. This play has worked all year. He went to Bryant, and at this time, this is a hit your drop and throw this ball high and outside. You can't throw it inside. This ball has to be high and outside where only your receiver can go. And Bo knows that. As soon as he threw it, as soon as it left his hand, he was groaning and moaning and probably pissed off. It's just, you see him a little bit of a double clutch there, maybe. It's letting it go on time. Get back to it, Bo. Get back on that back foot. Get that arm up. Get that arm angle right and get your accuracy back. And even work on a few touch balls because, Bo's dynamic. And I think his next level is to be throwing a little bit of the balls with some touch. Everybody will say, look at the running back. He's wide open. But this is a catch, 3-step throw, rapid fire completion that's been happening. This DB just played well. He had help over the top. There was no reason for him to chase. And just a poorly executed play. Maybe not the right call. Maybe they run it here. But we can all be second guessers. At this point in the season, I think we should all sit back and not second guess and understand 90 days went by without a loss. I think we forgot how to lose. Almost a quarter of the year went by where we didn't have to sit here and go, is this team good? Is this team good enough? Yes, this team is damn good. This team is full of players that are hungry, that care about each other, and coaches that know how to put them in position to win. So from here on out, it is the time of the season. It is Christmas time. Bo, Bo, Bo. Merry Christmas. It's time to step up, Bo. This is your team, young man. We've seen you do it all year. Can't wait to watch you operate these last 2 games and take control like we know you can, along with those other guys that know they can play better, and hopefully some other offensive guys wanted to get a little yakety yak so I don't have to top back. This has been another good take here from the cold tub. I miss you, Nate. Where are you at, Nate? I don't know. Nate might have got replaced today, but we won't tell him that till after Christmas. We don't want to put a damper on his holidays, but I love it. I'm here, man, in the cold tub by myself with some help from the great people here at Gorilla Sports. I want to wish all of you a safe, a happy, and most of all, a giving and loving holiday season. As we enter into this time, it's the end of 2025. I hope it's been a great year for you. It's been a phenomenal year for me. I'm ready to put a bow on it. Hopefully, move on to the next 2 games, get some wins for Broncos. They seal up home field advantage. Let's all think about that. That would be nice. And then we hopefully see them carry on and continue entertaining us like they have all year. I'm Jake Plummer. That's not Nate Jackson. Nate's getting ready to go jump on a plane, but thanks for joining us on another Cold Tub experience. Happy holidays and peace, love, and mushrooms.
You ever think about what it would have been like if you had mushrooms when we were playing?
Yeah, Nate, I think about it all the time.
All the time?
All the time. I'm thinking about it right now.
Plummer throws an interception.
Hey, man, take it off. You're going to be all right, man. Keep your head in there, all right?
Nice throw, plunger.
Yeah, to us.
You suck.
Yeah,
Touchdown! Woo! Dolphin noise!
Dolphin noise.
Are you going to be okay? Here, take this.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna be okay.
You got it, man. You're Jake Plummer, man.
We got this, man. I got a great night's sleep last night. I'm calm, I'm cool, I'm relaxed. Let's go get this done. Our replenishing sleep capsules across the board, 5-star reviewed. People are sleeping better, sleeping longer hours, getting more REM sleep. These will help you get a good night's rest. Go to getumbo.com and try our replenishing sleep capsules. It's all right.